Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another broadcast. Today I want to talk about Spider-Man, or more specifically, how SJW has built the SS Peter Parker to wreck. And actually, it's not just Peter Parker, it's heroes in general, whether it's the movie industry, whether it's the book publish industry, whether it's comic books, whether it's video games. I just did a Thundercats Roar video that I will link to as well that covers all of this. This is no coincidence. This is all linked together. And anybody that denies it at this point in time, they're looking through, as I said in my other video, the sword of bad omens, and that gives them denial beyond denial instead of sight beyond sight. Who is responsible for all of this stuff? Now, today I was reading Doctor Strange number 390, but this particular element of the book was also co-written by Chip Zdarsky, and I lost it when I saw this. I was laughing, but I did the Darth Vader no, and I was like, I gotta make a video of this. I really just wanted to relax over Memorial Day, wanted to read some books, but it tied in perfectly to what is going on. All of these people are linked together by common ideologies, a philosophy of life, whether that was Victor Courtwright, who's on Thundercats Roar, Chip Zdarsky. They take masculine heroes, emasculate them, they turn them into jokes. This is the Doctor Strange issue right here. Peter speaking with a spider thanks to a spell by Doctor Strange. Put him in a goofy sweater. Chip Zdarsky loves to do this. He loves to juxtapose Spider-Man the hero, putting him in weird sweaters, putting him in weird clothes, Cosby sweaters from the old Cosby Show. It's very bizarre, and it's born out of a hatred for the virtues that make Spider-Man. Spider-Man, here he is again, looking like a girl. Anyone who's had a girlfriend that likes to wear their boyfriend's clothes on the weekend when you're lounging around or whatever, that's what Peter looks like in this particular picture. This is from Chip's work. Again, early on, Chip putting Spider-Man on the comedy stage, failing miserably, and then this particular outfit, I don't even remember who the artist was, but it looks like he's got stockings on, fishnet stockings. That's not webbing on his uniform. Again, feminizing the superhero. This is not a coincidence. People say, it's just one issue here or there. No, it happens again and again and again. And it's happened throughout the years to the hero. Again, this is Spider-Man in a suit jacket early on, going into a Starbucks, no doubt ordering a soy latte. And at some point in time, you have to say, why do these people hate the character so much? If you believe with the premise that these people want to turn the industry into a small club of like-minded people, there's nothing left to conclude that they're doing this stuff on purpose. Some of them, obviously, I've said before, they're unwitting agents of dead philosophers and dead political activists, but this is to try and get people out of the industry. There's Peter Parker putting on a little web diaper, turning into a giant joke in his own book. That was Dan Slott doing that sort of stuff. No coincidence. But I've talked to people off to the side. Some people say you should just boycott Marvel altogether. Don't read anything. And my answer is no. I don't want to let them win by totally walking away. I want to say, you know what? I am a customer. I am a fan of Spider-Man. I have been since I was young. I learned how to read on Spider-Man comic books. You're not going to kick me out. I will buy the books that I want to buy, and I will honestly review them because there hasn't been a comics industry media that has given honest reviews for a long time. I will do my best to put a giant spotlight on what is going on and let people know it doesn't need to be this way. These people don't need to control the industry. People say, oh, if you criticize the creators, you'll never break into the industry. I don't really care. I have another job. I do this sort of stuff off to the side. If Nick Spencer and others want to turn Peter Parker into soy latte drinking Peter Parker, that's fine. But I am going to say this is what they're doing. and now compare it to what we had before. There's no reason why we can't have this again. Again, I've said before, if Marvel doesn't want to change, then something new will rise from the ashes, whether it's Splato Comics or something else. But this needs to be called out because, again, there are deeper, more serious cultural transformations taking place. Who is responsible for all of this? C.B. Cebulski. People gave him some months to get his feet wet, and yet we still have disgusting portrayals of Peter Parker in the book, emasculated versions. But you could even rewind the clock back to Joey Q and everyone who was involved with the Devil Deal, and even guys like Tom Brevoort, who years later said that the Devil Deal was quote-unquote medicine for the fans. Got that? The deal with the devil that destroyed the marriage between Peter and MJ was medicine. Medicine is something good for people. And that's what he said. Again, during Tom Brevoort's tenure, during Superior Spider-Man, they were putting out sales promo that said the hottest comic in comics comes to a turning point that will get you angrier than you were after Spidey number 700. So here we have the same guy. Deals with the devils are good things, and if you're angry, if you're furious at Marvel, that's a good thing. Anger, fury, devil deals. That's Tom Brevoort right there. That's his Marvel Comics. He's there. He's the guy in charge. No coincidence. Oh, here's Nick Lowe, another editor, who actually was the editor on this book. He's posing as the Pope for Halloween because we all know if he posed as, I don't know, let's say Muhammad or an imam and made the same sort of yuck jokes, he'd have to have a little bit of courage to do that sort of stuff. But let's go back in the Wayback Machine. I will link to this. This is my blog. A reader, this was in the letters to the editor section, a reader named Ryan Knight wrote in, said, I am sick of Marvel events and so-called story arcs, etc., etc. And generally just the editorial direction that the book was going in and Slott's work on it. Now, Nick Lowe's response to this guy was very, very telling. This ties into exactly what's going on today. Mr. Lowe responded, sorry you don't like Dan's Run, but you certainly seem to know it very well. If you're a Jerry Conway fan, definitely pick up Amazing Spider-Man number 16.1 on sale now. It's the first part of a 5-parter. Sorry, pains me that you're so unhappy. So take this as permission to leave the book behind. If you are unhappy with anything at Marvel, these days guys like Nick Lowe say, take a hike, get out of here. We don't want you. We want people that dress up as the Pope for Halloween instead of an imam, and we want people that turn Peter Parker into an emasculated fool that wears little diapers and that has to be taken care of in a goo gaga way by all the women in his life. I've said before, Dan Slott is like the Celia Jimenez of the comic book industry, even if he doesn't realize it yet. For people that aren't familiar with that, there was a nun in Spain, and this particular fresco needed to be renovated, and instead of, for whatever bizarre reason, not going to people that actually knew what the heck they were doing, she tried to do it herself and turned it in this just a monstrosity. It's like you can't help but laugh because you know her heart as a nun was in the right place, but it just kept getting worse and worse. And at some point in time, she eventually fessed up to her job. That's what is going on at Marvel Comics these days. The assistant editor on this Doctor Strange book with soy face Peter Parker, whatever you want to call it, Kathleen Wisniewski. I don't know anything about her. Today was the first time I checked her out based on what we're seeing. And oh, look, Punisher. She's bragging. Yep, I edited that story. Punisher and his little short, tights. This is modern Marvel these days, where all the males, again, are feminized or emasculated versions of themselves, or they have these female editors that kind of brag in terms of changing it into a weird... We'll just leave it at that. The image says enough. That's all you really need to know. But again, guys, my point here is to zoom out Look at all of the characters that they have destroyed SJW Marvel, and look at it within the Ryan Johnsons, the Kathleen Kennedys, the Victor Courtrights, the Christina Millers of Cartoon Network, over and over and over again, whether it's Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Lion-O from the Thundercats, Chitara. She can't have a nice female body. She just has to have this bland sort of body. Luke Skywalker, all the men in Last Jedi, chided by their motherly figures. Everything would be fine if you just listened to mom. You don't have a dad, but you just listen to mom and you'll be okay. Anyway, I don't want to rant here. Again, this picture says enough about Kathleen Wisniewski. And again, Chip Zdarsky, Tom Brevoort, C.B. Cebulski, hold these guys' feet to the fire. Let them know that you are upset. And that's about it for now. I will continue to make videos. I'll be back with another video, if not tomorrow, in the very near future. Thanks to all my Patreon members. Thanks to all my subscribers, new and old. I really appreciate it. The site's been growing quite rapidly lately. And again, thank you very much. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.
And give my worst to the curse. I've had my fill of it.